This is my parents' shop.
Let
It's
me
a
back
hell
up.
of a lot of work. My parents, they bit off more than they can chew. I got a question. Do we work well together? Howdy. Wyo, Russ here.
And Fievel and Chris. We're back now. We had been on a long trip helping his family in Casper.
When we were here, I got a phone call from my mother and she's like, hey, we are buying a new shop. Can you come and help us move? Like the paint booth.
So when he says they bought a new building, he means new for them.
New for them.
It's an old building that had been converted from an auto shop to largely office space.
My mom did mention there's a few walls, just a little bit.
A couple of walls.
There's just a couple walls to tear down. It'll go by quickly.
It was different, you'll see.
When my parents told me that they were buying a building, they said this building was going to have a few offices to tear down. I did not expect this much. It's overwhelming. I'm not gonna front. There was like a bit of me that was like, oh, my soul got crushed a bit.
That's one of the walls we have to take down.
Tell me that that's not a lot already. If it was just this one wall, I'm gonna be honest, I would feel overwhelmed.
This is plywood. This isn't sheetrock on this side.
And there's a dog kennel right next door. So we'll hear that the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
And then I don't know where these lights are. So we have to take all of these walls down.
So this all ends up becoming auto body workspace?
Yep. That's a lot just to deal with. If we just had to deal with just these rooms, it's a lot. Yeah. But to have that big ass wall, and then, I mean, we have this wall to take down, and look, we have this wall to take down, and this wall, and all of this stuff.
That wall over there goes too?
No, that wall we're keeping, luckily. We did not do this part. This is my stepdad's work. He took the panels off the roof too.
Off the ceiling.
Off the ceiling, sorry. We're gonna end up taking these walls down, but this is gonna be the last thing because there's some electrical panels that need to stay until a professional moves them.
That's a load of work to move those electrical panels.
Okay, Chris, the paint booth is actually going over there where those walls are.
Okay.
But, okay, this will be torn down though. And then, of course, that's the other side of the wall. That wall still is coming down. This wall, and of course, all this is coming down. Okay. Is this not a load of work?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What is the absolute reason that this one little rectangle of an electrical room cannot stay right where it is? If that could stay, that would make it like so much more doable.
Well, we can talk to my mom about it later. Oh, then we're gonna have to rip up this carpet too, and hopefully it's not glued down. And I imagine it's gonna be glued. How else is it staying?
Right. It's maybe more than I expected when we left the house.
In Vancouver, Washington. I gotta show you one more thing.
Okay.
On the other side of this wall is the actual office space that they're gonna leave.
Okay.
It's a whole nother third of the building. And of course those need to be replaced. That's a small task compared to the other stuff. And then this is the front. There is some space that way too. We'll get there in a second.
There are tons of offices.
Yeah, there's this office. This is staying. This is where people will be coming in. Here's an office.
Kitchen area.
Yeah, that's their kitchen. They're keeping that.
Your brother could just live here.
And work all the time.
Work all the time.
And then this is for the kids. And then this will be the kitchen. And then I think this is the last part. Another office. Damn, this is huge.
I think this is a huge amount of space.
I'll say this on camera, whether it makes it, I probably won't make it. My parents, they bit off more than they can chew. And when I walked in here, my gut was like, what kind of decision did they do? I see their vision, but the obstacles that they have and not having enough people and not having professionals to do this, it's a lot. I had a full-on panic attack. I went and checked it out with my mom and my stepdad. When they were talking about it, they were so passionate, and that was the time I was having a panic attack inside, and I just zipped my lips and listened to them, because when somebody's dreaming I don't want to like on their dream.
Yeah.
So I just listened to it because, you know, they had a vision and I was like, okay, this is not the time to say anything. Let's just listen. And I could not sleep. I stayed up all night just tossing and turning because I was having a full-on panic attack because they had no place to put their paint booth. And you need a paint booth to have an auto body shop. You need it. Do you really think this is going to go as fast as my parents are thinking?
Well, I don't see it going that fast, but let's reassess. I mean, even these ductworks have got to be like taken out. I think we need to get started.
These are all things that I wish would have a certain process, but they're in a time crunch.
Oh, I wasn't even getting your face. Sorry.
You're pretty terrible.
I know.
I try to figure out.
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to figure out like how much this project would actually cost for somebody to come in and do it for my parents. Look how many different materials are just right here. It's a hodgepodge of different materials. Wood, you had sheetrock. Those are metal panels.
They used anything they could. Anything they had.
Chris was taking down this workbench and the drill broke. He started smoking on him. Don't use that for a while. Chris got that workbench taken out. There's that metal paneling out there and I was trying to figure out how to take it apart. I can't get it apart, so I came over on the other side of the wall, started trying to bust a hole through this wall. It's crazy. There's drywall underneath this wood and drywall on top. And then a fucking metal ass wall that is fucking in there. I was doing so much venting and I was a potty mouth.
You'll hear.
I can't go like 5 seconds without cussing. I worked on the oil rigs, so it just kind of comes natural to me. When you met me, I was like that more.
Why did I eat the same thing everybody else has, and that's doing that to me? Everybody else is not having the same issue.
What issue?
Farts? Would you quit it? You are so bad. You are evil to the core.
You do fart a lot. This wall would be done, but we have to turn the breaker off, unhook their live wires so we don't get electrocuted.
Both of those are dead.
This electrical setup is fucking a nightmare. 4 boxes, and you have one room.
5.
Oh, 5 boxes, holy shit.
We don't know which one is associated with that now. That's you unconnected up there. Yeah. We have no way of knowing which one that was now because there's no full circuit.
What did we talk about doing it for? So I could take that down so that thing wasn't hanging right there. Otherwise, how am I going to address this, taking this wall down?
Okay. I'm not focused on this, okay? You have to,
Because it's not a panel. This is a hole. Okay, what you're going to want to do is get on the other metal side just in case it did fall.
This side?
Yeah, and put your gloves on. I know, but this is metal. So you gotta just, if it does start falling, let it fall. Does that make sense? And step away. So make sure there's no nails like where you step behind you. You might have to bend it around the hole. And we should have a mask on. We don't. There's a lot of dust. You'll see. Let it fall. That metal wall was a. Do we work well together?
No.
What? You asshole. It's that cut and dry. There's no nuance.
We sometimes work well together.
It's just a mix.
And sometimes we get annoyed at each other.
I wish we would have gotten more of the fights on camera. We got some tensions.
Arguments.
Okay. We got some of the tension moments.
Guess what?
But
We
not all
checked
of
for
them.
boogers. We didn't check for you to have tomato sauce or whatever it is on your chin. Saw it.
Curry. I gotta get that door frame out. I used to work on the oil drilling rigs and swing that sledgehammer all the time. It's very therapeutic and you get your anger out. If it was only this wall, it wouldn't be too bad. You can see downtown Casper from here. That's downtown. This wall is a lot of work alone. We've been doing a lot of pulling insulation out. We have done other projects for our friends Mike and Kelly. But we do these projects and they're often like, hey, how much should we charge? And I'm always like, I don't know how to figure that kind of stuff. But for this project, damn, this is a back-breaking job. Now we have all of these walls to do. The amount of electrical stuff we're gonna have to deal with. And there's all this piping too to deal with. Holy fuck. This is a huge ordeal. The outlet breaker's on.
The outlet breaker is still on?
I'll tell you when it's off. Off, and the light's off too. So both of these wires are no longer hot. One good thing is I've gotten so much better at doing electrical work from doing this project. You want to know what I really think?
What?
They could not have picked a more difficult building. I love my parents very much. And I know that there's a vision, but what the f***? You always let it drop, so. All of this footage is in the course of weeks. It's not like it all is in the same day.
Which wall we dropped it? This one.
Five. See, Chris, sometimes we do make a good team. We're about to give each other a hand. We're about to give each other. We didn't have sex there, did we? We're about to give each other a high
remember?
Five. Did we? My parents don't need to know.
You don't need to even go there.
We didn't do. I'm kidding. High five. But we do work well together. We dropped that wall and we gave each other a high five. I feel proud of that. We have good days and bad days.
Mm-hmm. And now we need to take off this door, I guess, because it goes nowhere. The door to nowhere.
Get out of the way. I'll walk you so fast. There's a dust storm. That's where the downtown is. Usually, I mean, you can usually see it, but it is so dusty. Look at the downtown. And that was my sister Ashley's voice. She helped out quite a bit on this project, and so did my parents. We gotta finish this one. We've been here how many hours?
We left the house at 9 this morning.
Has it been like 11 hours with a lunch?
So we did take an hour lunch.
We also ran some errands for this place too. I was seeing if they were attached.
Yeah.
This one might fall. Wait, watch out. That was close.
That was close. It got my shoulder, not my head.
Did it hurt?
No. We're lucky.
Construction can be sketchy sometimes. We had some close calls. OSHA would say a near miss. I cut myself. Chris got something in his eye. We had some strained muscles. I guess we're lucky that nothing serious happened. Got it? Let it rest. What happened again?
It's swollen out at the bottom.
This is what we've done so far.
I'm getting dizzy.
They are too. Now we just have a big ass wall eventually to figure out. Looks like there's a lot more layers to tear down. A board right there, a wood panel, and sheetrock, and then the metal wall underneath it all. And that metal wall goes all the way up to the ceiling. And it's a huge wall. We got all the sheetrock off this wall. And then eventually we got to take this metal wall down. We've got a lot done, but
So much more to do.
what would they have done? We just locked up and it's dark.
8:59.
There's downtown Casper right there.
We work from 9 to 9. We put in a 12-hour day.
I smell like dust.
Oh, I can see all the salt in your shirt from you sweating. Let me take a photo of it.
Can you just get this inside? Yep, I was being an asshole. Now today we're gonna be getting that metal wall down, at least a portion of it. all to about right there. We're not getting that part, but we're trying to get all of that. You know, Chris and I have done so much construction now that I feel like if we do buy a fixer-upper, we could potentially fix it up ourselves. And if we don't know how to do something, we can go to YouTube. Maybe it'll be in like a city like Pittsburgh or Savannah, or who knows. My parents worked their butt off, but they were doing their actual business.
Because they had the most business in their shop they'd ever had in 10 years.
That's how it
When they're
works.
needing to move the business.
But we didn't have to help. We made the choice to help them. We don't fight the whole time. Let's
We
be
didn't
honest.
argue. No, we didn't argue the whole time. No, we
do
did work
both.
pretty good. We worked well together at times, and then other times when stress snuck in,
We vent to
then
each other, yeah.
Then it became not so pretty.
But we say sorry. And we take accountability.
Yeah.
We both have to take accountability for when we both are assholes.
Mm-hmm.
You have to stay tuned for part 2 of the video where you see Chris's infected eye, me dropping the ducting. The carpet was not fun to rip up. If you're not subscribed and you want to subscribe, feel free to subscribe. Well, we want our subscribers to go
Up.
Why, Russ?
And Chris,
Love
you long time.
Oh, and 5.
Oh, 5 Floating with kiss.
I would cut the other one first. That one's going to swing it backwards and knock you off.
We still have to do the carpet. I'm a little pissed.
Be pissed or you can quit.
I'm not a quitter. I can be pissed. Chris got something in his eye. We're gonna take him to one of the Instacares around here. Hopefully it's nothing serious.